Hi betting experts, on Saturday November the 25th, a traditional ITV 7 on Saturday. The pick of the action from Ascot and Haydock. Ground conditions, well, good at Ascot. It's dried out dramatically through the week, perhaps just on the easier side, whereas at Haydock, which is usually heavy and nearly unraceable for this meeting, is actually only soft and probably drying out a bit more. It could be pretty cloying and testing there, mind you. We start off with our betting expert Daily Nap, sponsored by Bet365. This goes in the 220, a handicap hurdle, a premier contest over an extended 3 miles, a class 1 for 4-year-olds and upwards, and I think Dubrovnik Harry is the one to side with under Brian Carver. Now, Harry Fry yard I really like. He places his horses carefully. He's hit form in the last couple of weeks. He's got lots of very nice young horses, but this one has always been best when mud is deepest, and he's shaped really nicely on his seasonal reappearance at Cheltenham after 8 months off the track. If you watch that run back, he was given what used to be the perfect Cheltenham ride over hurdles, right out wide in the car park throughout. But this season, since they've got rid of Simon Clace as the clerk, the track's actually been riding fair. It's been no better wide than it has been up the inside. So I think probably Dubrovnik Harry ran better than the bare result there, just tiring from 2 out. I think the run was needed. He'll have come forward for that. Haydock, a flat track on soft ground, will suit him ideally. They'll go a proper gallop. Hopefully Carver will bring him through late on. Our betting expert value angle selection is in the 3 o'clock at Haydock, the day's feature, the Betfair Chase, a grade 1, class 1 over 3 miles, 1.5 furlongs. Now we've got 2 short priced ones here. Protectorate of Dan Skelton, who's very quiet. I think his strike rate's around 8%. Plenty of them are disappointing. Reportedly, Protectorate is working particularly well at home, but I'd have my doubts. I must admit whether he's going to be A1 first time out. And Brave Man's Game for me of Nichols, well, he had to win at Wetherby. I know he lost a length at the last when he blundered, but I thought he should have really won that race quite easily. Ahoy Signor looked a miss, so he had nothing much left to beat, and I was disappointed with him. I wouldn't be sure he'd come on for that hard race either. So to cut a long story short, Royal Pagal of Venetia Williams is the one to side with. Venetia nudging 35% in recent weeks. Everything she runs is winning. This proven mudlark is much better value than the 2 short ones. He's run 4 times at Haydock, 3 wins on testing ground, and a cracking second in the other. I think he'll lead on his own under Charlie Deutsch, and he'll be very hard to catch if he settles into a smooth jumping rhythm. The remaining 5 races on ITV on Saturday, starting at Ascot, 1:30, a grade 2, small field, looks a match. I prefer Shishkin. I think he'll love the decent ground under de Boinville. He's had his critics, but he has won 9 of his 12 starts over fences. De Boinville knows he's going to hit a flat spot and rally, and I think good ground round here will suit him. I think he'll outstay Pic Dorhy. Back to Haydock for the 150, a small field for the graduation chase. It looks a really good opening for Galliard de Mesnil to make a winning seasonal reappearance. He's won 2 from 10 over fence. He's always had a touch of class. He revels in the mud. It was really deep when he won the National Hunt Chase at the Cheltenham Festival in March. Obviously, some people think the drop in Triple B a negative, but Haydock is so testing on soft ground. I think he's likely to get a positive ride from Brian Hayes. He's a fluent jumper. I suspect he's a class above these rivals. Back to Ascot for the 205, the Coral Hurdle, 2 mile, 3.5 furlongs here. I think that'll suit So Royale. Ideally, he's a veteran, he is 11, he'll get written off because of that, but I thought he ran quite well behind Rhubarb at Kempton first time out, probably needing the run. King's hit form since. He's a smooth traveller. He's won 11 of his 30 starts over hurdles. I think he might still have too much pace for a horse like Goshen, who for me definitely wants much softer ground. Back to Ascot for the 3:15, a handicap chase over 2 mile 1, and this looks another great opening for Harry Fry with Boots Hill. Now he's a young chaser going places. He's won 4 from 8 over fences. He came from nearly last to first over this course and distance in October, travelling strongly throughout under a confident ride. He has gone up £6, but he's progressive. There's 2 or 3 front runners duelling up front here to set things up nicely, and I'm pretty confident he'll pick these off late. And finally, back to Haydock for a competitive handicap chase at 3:35, over 3 mile, 1.5 furlongs. Famous Bridge is likeable. He was improved last season. He's 2 from 5. There's more to come. I think he just needed the run when 4th on his seasonal reappearance at Ayr a few weeks ago. They should go a stronger gallop here, which will suit him. He's very much a stayer without much of a turn of foot, but Hughes is up. Always a good booking in these sort of races, and hopefully he can pick them off late. Best of luck with all 7 ITV races on Saturday, betting experts.